Welcome to our video on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Finally, like 3 months later.
I mean, yeah, we are doing full spoilers, which we want. The reason we wanted to wait so long is because we don't want to ruin this game for anyone else.
No, it's
it's
because
absolutely
this
wonderful.
bastard took forever to get his Switch in Zelda.
I mean, yeah, but I've also run through the game in a few weeks, which I will say, starting this whole thing off, basically my biggest complaint for this entire game, it's not long enough. I wish there was more.
It's not long enough in a world that's like the biggest Zelda world ever.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
it's like,
a thing
oh
real
wait,
quick.
the world's bigger than Skyrim, but there's not enough to do here.
I'm gonna do a thing real quick.
What are you
that
doing?
I learned about this.
Oh,
It makes it easier to get through this first part of getting into the castle.
just to know what's nearby.
So you know that if you're running 2-1, you don't get completely fucked over.
Well,
I learned about this little tiny
that thing's
trick.
gonna be beeping like crazy in the castle.
All right, see, I put it to the stalkers only, so it's just out here where it's really important. So I know if I'm running towards a walking one, since those guys move. I've also run through this area once already, and I died several times over.
Okay.
See this? All right, so yeah, that's bad.
All right, so here's how it's gonna work. So we're gonna talk about the game in general, just everything we can. It's full spoilers. Well, he's about to do his first run through Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go kill Ganon.
And to kill
hopefully.
Ganon. So let's talk about everything about this game. So let's begin with the dungeons. What do you think of those?
Too short. Much like my main complaint with the game, too short. I honestly wish there was more of the dungeons. The shrines are a great way of getting that little quick mini fix of a dungeon. But I am the... Oh, fuck, it saw me. Nope. But I also blazed through the Divine Beasts super quick. So it's like, they didn't really offer as much of a challenge as I'd hoped. I missed that totally.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like
I didn't... Go on.
I think for me, the elephant, Von Ruda, and
Alright, real quick, I'm going to clear this up.
Yes.
I'm going to call them the elephant, the bird, the salamander, and the camel. Because I am going to butcher the names otherwise, or I'm just going to completely pause and stop and not know what I'm talking about.
I can name them because I actually can.
And I know what their names are, it's just
but,
too much work.
Naboris the camel was...
That
was the most interesting, I think.
That one also took me the longest to do.
Yes, that same for me. Well, no, I think that one's for me. That's tied with the elephant, just because that was my first divine beast, and I had some troubles understanding that you could actually move the trunk on that thing.
I mean, I can kind of understand that because I also had it where I was fucking around with the trunk inside the map menu for a long time before I actually backed out and realized that it didn't move until you backed out of it. I thought it was like an instantaneous thing.
Mm-hmm.
But once I figured that out, I think I was through Varuda in, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes.
Oh.
Not kind of the boss. The boss took me longer, obviously, just because that. Although, all right, I'm gonna get back to that later. But like, it was a really quick thing for me getting through it all the way. And part of that might have just been that I'm used to Legend of Zelda dungeon dynamics. Oh, broke.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see that.
And it's like getting through and finding 5 terminals is not a lot.
No.
Getting through them all, especially when the first one is given to you in each one, the challenge becomes getting to the last 4, and that's not all that difficult.
I feel like, but I feel that some of them were actually just had their trick to it. I don't think all of them were like super easy to get.
I mean, yeah, certainly it's not. There were definitely ones that I found challenging.
But I mean, I feel like, I think I love the puzzle mechanic for all the beasts, which is like, you have full control of this giant mechanical beast. You gotta control a part of its body for you to navigate it, and solve puzzles with that. I just find that I mean, that's new to Zelda, that we've never seen before, and I find that just
Actually
very
being in
interesting.
control of the dungeon that you're in.
Yes.
And I mean, I agree with you. That was absolutely a wonderful thing to do, and it was a ton of fun going through them and figuring out how those all worked. All right, come on, just wake up. Hi.
Especially because it's not in the annoying way of like, do you not remember the last temple in Skyward Sword where like you had to move all the rooms around? like a puzzle for you to like get through it.
Oh, you know, I totally forgot about that one
Yeah,
actually.
like I find that type of temple like very interesting, but I find it a little annoying. Whereas here in Breath of the Wild, I feel like the mechanic of being able to move the temple um, was done in a much better way and much easier to understand
Right.
than in that first instance.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's definitely. I will say though, in the, I think it's a salamander, the one that rotates 90 degrees.
Yeah, Rojania.
I got stuck inside of it, cause I don't know if it was a glitch or what, but there's a room in the front left leg that has a chest inside of it. The chest has a silver rupee, so it's like, it's not super important that you go inside of it and get that.
It's a reward.
It's a reward, but that room is also locked from one direction, which is like from the inside. So you can see the chest as soon as you get in, but after you get into that room, I don't know, there probably should have been a switch or something. I just didn't find it. It wasn't in that room, so I got completely stuck. Yeah. So I had to revert a save to when I first started Rodania.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Cool.
And then, oh, this is a cool cutscene. That's pretty badass. But I had to revert to when I started. I went back in that room, and then there was a switch. I hit that switch, it opened up the door.
Yeah,
so I don't.
Switch right now.
It's very funny, but that switch wasn't in there, and I don't know if it was just that I'd already gotten all the terminals and that like triggered something that made the switch disappear, but it just wasn't in there when I first got inside.
Okay. You know, I found like in the salamander, there was one. I think one of the terminals that I found really hard to do. And that's because I just didn't see. There was a door where you had to like light a torch through a door to get to another room, to a room like inside, like under the stairs. And like I couldn't find that place. I was like, okay, I know I need to get down there. I just couldn't find a way in. I mean, I was looking around like crazy until I found like, oh wait, there's a tiny little hole and there's a little torch over. Oh, that's a torch. I need to like shoot that with an arrow, turn it on, and then I'll be able to get in. But I mean, that took me a while to get through.
Oops.
But yeah, I mean, it's the same Zelda dynamic for the puzzles, and I feel like you said, the shrines do help get that puzzle fixed that you're kind of used to with Zelda games.
Right. Whoa, this is cool.
Some shrines more than others. I find some shrines that were very interesting, and that had some very cool dungeon-like mechanics.
But fuck the gyro shrines. Those things suck. Just because it doesn't respond to motion controls that well. I hate those things.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
gyro shrines weren't that great, and there were a few too many tests of strength. Although they were really helpful at helping me understand the battle mechanics of this game and actually get better.
I'll be honest, the first test of strength I found was a major test of strength. So I got completely screwed when I went in there the first time. I've gone back. I don't care about the test of strength anymore. Honestly, those are the most fun I've had inside of a shrine. It's just... Hold on. Was that Zelda's Lullaby that just played?
Yeah, it's kind of Zelda's Lullaby and a mix of like Ganon's theme in Ocarina of Time. You know, the whole with the organ and stuff.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And
that's a really cool moment.
And part of this Zelda theme, it's incorporated here too.
That is really cool.
It's really awesome. So I mean, this guy still it's playing through this as we are talking. So
yeah, this is all live. Surprise.
So it's amazing. So I mean that's pretty much. You want to say anything else about the dungeons or the shrines?
No, I honestly like I will say sometimes the what are they called? Like the blessing ones, where it's like you have to figure out a puzzle in the overworld, and then you just go in the shrine and you just get the spirit orb.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those, like the one that's on, I can't show it to you, damn it. In Faron Forest, where you have to get the lightning to strike the rock.
Yeah.
That one, I kind of wish had a actual test inside the shrine. Like there were certain ones where it's like figuring it out was too easy in the overworld, and I kind of wish it had given me the shrine one. Because inside the shrine, you can't use any of the powers you get from beating the divine beasts. So you can't use your fly, you can't get your shield. any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of forces you into this mindset of how do I actually beat this
Yeah, you can only use
with the rules inside the shrine.
runes, so
So sometimes I kind of wish that some of the blessing ones had actually had a second test inside the shrine instead of just being the one that was in the overworld.
I can see that. I mean, I found.
But I mean, for the most part, I still enjoyed a lot of them, and I've only found 109, I think, 110, where I haven't done Tundra Plain yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that's more because I was an idiot and I didn't know that you could do the thing that you could do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really liked the shrine quest, especially the ones given to you by Cass.
Cass is a goddamn bro,
Like-
and I love that bird.
I love Cass. Like, ever since the moment I saw him in the game,
Oh.
I'm like, this dude's gonna be awesome.
That's different.
And oh yeah, they're 10 a little different.
Guardian Tur. Oh, okay. That's a terrifying sight.
They can still kill you.
I kind of figured.
They're like the bottom part of the flying guardians, pretty much.
Oh, joy.
Um,
Hey, look up.
but yeah, I mean, I really love
Oh,
the shrine quest. And they were really cool.
That was a waste
But
of
yeah,
air.
I mean, doing the puzzles in the overworld, I mean, to find this, especially because I feel like I did some of those quests, not knowing that I was doing a quest, like just randomly doing something in the world, or just randomly seeing something like, oh, I need to solve this puzzle, maybe, and something's gonna appear from it, and then a shrine pops up, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
There was one in the Hateno region where I found this random like cove of just statues. It was completely by accident, but I was already there at night, and one of them had glowing eyes, and then it like ticked over to morning, and
The cemetery.
the
yeah.
glowing eyes
Oh.
went away. So I went and sat at a campfire until nighttime again. Went back, the eyes were there, and I just shot it completely by accident. Shrine popped up. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was.
I missed that.
You gotta be careful here.
Oh, fucking A. That's arrows wasted.
Do you have the ancient bow?
There's an ancient bow?
Have you not gone to the Asian Tech Lab?
Yeah, I used that place to just get ancient arrows. That's why I've got like 40. 39 now.
It's because the bow there has like a straight shot. Has the straightest shot in the game.
You're gonna tell me this after I've already stormed the castle?
I mean, you're already in the castle, so I mean, who cares?
Well, I want to check
keep
out.
going.
I want to see where that place went to that I came from, but now I've lost it. So okay, also, this is like modeled after the Ocarina of Time castle before things went boom,
I feel
isn't
like
it?
this is like a combination of like Ocarina and Twilight Princess.
Okay.
Because I feel like, Twilight Princess was the grander castle. I mean, Ocarina of Time was pretty small, and it was just like, oh, here's the 6 rooms, and there's just the way up to the castle.
Right.
I think this is more a little more towards the one in Twilight Princess, just because that one had a lot more to work with.
Right.
But
Alright.
let's get back to our conversation.
We've talked a lot about combat, and I kind of wanted to touch on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Where I wish enemies had a few more moves, because right now a lot of the more basic enemies like bokoblins, moblins, and that's
Lizalfos?
a long way down, and Lizalfos, Lizalfos are the only ones that really have like any kind of special things,
Mhm.
because the basic ones can spit water at you, they can shoot their tongue out, and then of course all the elemental ones, the fire ones can breathe fire. The
Yeah.
ice ones breathe ice, and then the shock ones do like a giant dome around them.
Mhm.
Also, do I want to go down there and kill that moblin?
If you want to.
That's a long way
Tell
down.
you, in
though.
the deepest part of this area, there is a Hylian shield that you might like to have.
Okay, so that goes all the way down, though. Oh man!
It's a room that's somewhere down there. Yeah.
All right, I see a side. I'm gonna fucking do this.
You could jump. I think you're going on the right path for it.
All right.
I mean, you're already on it. Oh, it's a white one.
Yeah, there's a silver one. Ooh, he's got. I want that. Give me your sword.
Yeah. However, I mean, we're talking about enemies, so bosses.
I mean, all right. So, all right. Let me finish up the thing I was gonna say about combat.
Yeah.
Where, like, this guy, he's got a halberd, right?
Yes.
So it's a spear. So he's going to poke with it like that.
Yeah.
That's a charging poke,
Yeah.
which I'm just gonna punish him for. One-handed swords, they swing, right? That's a special thing that you can't do, which I'm kind of sad about. I wish you could do a swipe with your spears.
Well, you're not big enough to do that.
But-
I mean, you're,
right.
you're not that big and buff to be able to do something like that.
Alright, come on. Thank you. One-handed swords, they swing them. Basic stuff.
Yeah.
Two-handed swords, swing and two-handed. And wait, this is different.
Yes.
Oh.
The durability with those things suck, by the way. So.
Oh, okay. So I've had that quest to find the Royal Guard stuff for a long time.
Yeah, from almost the beginning of the game, right?
I've had the Royal stuff, and I
Uh-huh.
thought this was what it was. I didn't realize that there was a second line. All right, hold on. I'm a whore, where I'm trying to finish out my compendium. So excuse me if I find new stuff and I stop and take a picture of it every single time.
You're just like a random teenage girl, man.
All right, well, fight me about it. Wait, what was the attack on this thing?
It's good, but it's weak as hell. I like it. The durability is terrible in the royal weapons, the royal guard weapons.
I wanna.
I tell you from
I wanna have it,
experience. Oh, just keep it. Yeah, I mean, you can take it and take it to your house and put it on display.
Right.
So you were saying enemies.
So like enemies, like they're predictable. The moves they can pull off, the basic ones at least, like the Bokoblins, Moblins, and Lizalfos, don't do anything special. They all have the same basic moveset with their weapons as you do. You have a swipe, you have a stab. The two-handed ones, you gotta wind up to hit with them. And I kind of wish that they had more variety in how they functioned. And what?
That way.
Is it this way?
I think it was there. Okay, there's not a door here.
Let's make a door.
I don't know if that will work.
There's a crack in the wall.
I mean, yes, but it's not.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, okay, here goes.
And wait, that's a big
That
crack.
looks trackable.
Turn around. There's a secret wall. But like a lot of them, ooh, this is cool. This is like mine. But like, they don't really act any different from you. And oh fuck, there's a stalker down here. So like, some of the most fun I have is fighting Lionels, because they have a completely different moveset from. Why the fuck's there a bird nest down here? Completely different moveset from anything else in the game. But even then, they have the same like couple moves depending on what kind of weapon they have. So it's like I kind of wish that attacks weren't so heavily linked up to what style of weapon you have currently equipped.
I think you might want to.
And do I want to be down here?
You might want to go back. I mean, this is just gonna take you out of the castle.
Oh, is this like a second entrance?
Yeah, I mean, there's a billion entrances.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's like even like with Lionels, yeah, I can see the outside. Even with like Lionels, where they are these giant lion centaurs, which are
awesome. I mean, those are one of my favorite enemies in the game.
To fight. I love fighting them; they're so fun. But it's like even then, it's like they're the same. Okay. They have the same, couple moves. They charge at you, they stand still and swipe at you. They can do a jumping, like, plunge attack. They, get down on all six, and then they charge you. That's my favorite thing to do, because I can easily sidestep and punish them for it. They breathe fire. They have the arrows if you go up in the air. Things like, it's like they're super easily read, and it's like, they don't have a whole lot of variety in their attacks, and they're still, like, some of the coolest things. Guardians, honestly, are among the like toughest because they have the. I'm guessing that's probably something.
Is there a way in there? There should be a way somewhere.
Another bombable wall. Ooh, there's something big in there. But even then, it's like.
Oh, you're totally on the right track.
This doesn't look good. Can I move that? Can I burn that? Nope. Fuck this guy up though. What can I do in here? Can I lift it? Oh,
just
oh shit! Nope, nope, nope.
You can do it.
Fuck you.
Use this master sword, man.
Oh, it's actually glowing.
Yeah, I mean you're in the castle.
Oh, so it always glows in here?
Yes, I mean Ganon's malice is everywhere.
I don't like.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like some of the enemies, after a while, they get a little predictable.
A little.
But I mean, there's still. I feel that there's enough variety here to keep you, especially with the bosses, like having the Hinoxes, the Lionels.
What is this closed again?
What were the names of those? The skull Hinoxes that you find.
Stalnox. Which,
yeah,
holy shit, I found one of those on a complete accident. I've explored a lot and I find things on accident. Why is this closed again? How do I open it?
I am not sure how this thing opens.
it just kind of closed on me. There's no way here.
Well, you needed. I think you probably just needed to go away at some point and just.
So have I completely just missed my opportunity to go in there?
I think you could still go at some point. But like I found the overworld boss idea like awesome. Cause I mean usually in Zelda games you worry just about usual bokoblin and you know at least alphas maybe here and there maybe. Cause those are usually not like boss enemies are out in the wild. But having this many enemies in the wild just really, I found that really awesome. And the bosses just kind of enhance that. And I mean you showed me a little earlier how there's one area where there's two Lionels, literally very close to each other, like almost
they're right next to each other. There's also two shrines by them, so I'm like, I kind of understand why they did that. All right, so I'm thinking that this place is just kind of closed off to me for whatever reason now.
Try like going back and then try to go back in.
But yeah, it's like I do enjoy that they have so many world bosses. I do not like that the world bosses are sometimes harder than the main bosses inside of the Divine Beasts.
Yeah, I mean I have much higher trouble with the Lionels than with some of the Ganons, except for one. I think there's one boss, one of the bosses in the dungeons that I think was actually tough to beat.
Hey, here we go.
I found I found Waterblight Ganon. That was my first one, so it took me a little bit to beat, especially because I only had like 4 hearts.
Right.
4 or 5 hearts, so I mean like it was tough. But I got it, and then Fireblight. Fireblight took me forever to figure out that you needed to throw a bomb at it.
I figured that out immediately because the Octoroks outside, like in the entire area, all require, like they go away if you got close to them, but they had the same sucking in animation. Oh, okay, so it's this. That's a switch that gets toggled. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. This guy just locked me out because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
All right. So the thing with what is that?
A magical thing.
Blizzard Rod. That's new. I haven't seen one of these yet.
It's like a fire rod, but with ice.
Whoa. All right. Well,
now you're just like Elsa.
I'm just not gonna use that because I don't use the rods.
Just let it go like that.
All right. Well, you can burn now. I know I said that I was gonna use magic shit from.
Oh, you're in the right place. This is where the shield is.
All right. Well, hold on. There's a chest over here that I saw. I knew I was gonna. I know back before the game came out, I said I was gonna use magic a lot, especially the fire stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use magic. I use spears. Spears are like my best. Fuck.
Yep.
So this guy's almost always awake, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
You know how to fight these things, right?
Yeah, just go for the eye.
Good.
This is new. What is he doing?
He's
Did he just tear off his rib?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yep. It's a. Yeah, but
That's different.
So I mean, yeah, it took me forever. Like I couldn't figure out that I needed to throw a bomb at it. Like I tried like arrows. I tried like everything I had in my arsenal. I tried shooting at him.
Ow, ow, ow.
But I couldn't get him. I just couldn't.
All right.
It was frustrating. And then I was like, and then the rook says like, you might want to try throwing a bomb. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try that.
All right.
And then after that, and then the most disappointing one for me was definitely Windblight Ganon.
Windblight.
I find that was a pushover. Like,
What does it say?
that was the easiest Divine Beast and the easiest boss that I fought. Like, it was just
For me, it was.
stupidly easy.
I will say, all of them were pretty.
Oh, that thing's gonna last you a while.
Inventory's full though. Goodbye, good shield. No, what? Drop. There we go. Yoink.
Dun, dun.
That's a 90 defense shield.
Yes. The best shield in the game.
My second highest, or my highest up until now has been 68.
Yep. Oh, and this is durable as hell.
But it still breaks.
It breaks, but I mean, like, I fought Ganon 3 times since I got in the shield,
And it still hasn't broken.
it still hasn't broken.
Look at that. Up. Okay. That's so cool. But
I found One Blade Ganon bad. The best one by far and the hardest one to fight was Thunderblight Ganon.
Thunderblight, honestly, that one was the toughest for me just because I couldn't get a read on him the same way I could get a read on the other ones that I've seen. Also, have I already gotten a picture of this? I have, okay.
Yeah.
Simply because, like, it's so quick. It's so fucking fast about attacking you. So it's like, it was really tough to get a good read on him. Also, have you gone this yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't been all the... I know you have to beat all the
you have to do every single quest in Gerudo Town. There's one in the very back, like in the northern corner of Gerudo Town. There's a little girl who wants to start a orchard. You have to do that one to get this. And that was like the only... I've had to look up 3 things in total for this game. And that was one of them. Was having to figure out what quest I was missing for the Thunderhelm.
Yeah, but aside from that, so we're talking about the bosses. So yeah, with Thunderblight Ganon, that was my favorite boss in the game. Aside from the one you're about to do, and I know it was just really cool. It was difficult, kind of challenge. It was really fast, so you needed to find a way to like stop him and get rid of him and be able to attack him. And it was just by far the coolest and the most difficult fight in the game, and I loved it.
So I'm kind of focusing on this. Yeah, I mean, I will say that was maybe the first time I actually felt genuine frustration with the game was in fighting Thunderblight Ganon, just because it was such a pain in the ass about he wouldn't slow down, he would never stop, and it's like he would just I couldn't block, I couldn't like do the flurry strikes by jumping away.
No, I mean
I had nothing I could do against him, and it infuriated me because I just had no options with dealing with them. How do I get past this?
And if you got hit by the lightning, your weapons would drop.
Yeah, that too. Although if you get the Desert Voe armor set to level 2, and you wear the whole set, you get resistance to lightning. It's not fully immune like you do with the Thunder Helm, but it definitely helps with what was that?
Yeah, we've been able to resist it.
What is that? Oh boy! All right, well I'm dropping one of my claymores. So yeah, it definitely helps with being able to kind of take the hit in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And
definitely. So I mean that's my real was. I mean they were mostly easy. Some of them were pretty good. Bless you.
Thank you.
And Thunderblight was just my favorite. Well, I would go into detail with Ganon, but you haven't done that yet. So
yeah, we'll put that on the end when
get
actually get through that fight.
On that.
Why is this? Oh, this is how you're supposed to get through.
What do you think of the memories? I'll say it around that you just still gotta find one.
I've got one more to find, which I mean it's in the castle.
Yeah, I mean, but you'll find it eventually.
I'm back outside.
Shit. Let's talk about the world. What do you think of that? Of this massive Hyrule?
I enjoy it. I really like it. I will say that I've gone into the... Ooh, how do I get... Oh, there's a path here. It feels a little small now that I've explored. After you get all the towers and you find a few shrines, and honestly, part of it's probably just that I fast travel a lot now. Mm-hmm. I think if I didn't fast travel quite as much, it would feel a lot more massive and spaced out. But having a lot of places where you can quick travel to, and you can you have these like spots where you very clearly you can get to everywhere from one place. Can you just it starts to feel a little bit smaller now. But even then, it's still, I very much appreciate that it's got that like they didn't skip out on anything. You've got all your major places, and it's like once you're by Death Mountain, you're in Death Mountain. You don't see anything except for Death Mountain.
Yeah.
You go to Zora's Domain, you see Zora's Domain, and not much else. Wow. Lisp.
Yeah, you're in
else.
Faron Forest. And
You go to
the only forest.
Which I will say, I know that there is the. Can I swing up this? I feel like I could swing.
We could try that.
So I have the. Where are they? I have the legs, the rubber tights. I know there are at least 2 more shrines in Faron Forest. I have no fucking clue where they are. I've explored that entire place, top to bottom, and I haven't found them. I don't know if they're linked to quests or are rewards from something else. I just can't find them. I've only ever gone the rubber tights.
There could be. Now, do you know there? I don't know if this helps.
Can't
There's
climb.
some shrines that if that you can find, like they're like literally underground. Like there's like something covering them up on top, and you gotta remove that thing that's covering them up, and then you'll find them. I found a couple of shrines that way. It was weird.
I'm trying to figure out a path to climb here. What am I doing?
You have Rival's Gale, don't you?
It's only got 1 charge on it left. Actually, that's a good point. I should probably just use it to get the recharge going.
Yeah. I don't know. There's.
I will be honest. I don't use the. Whoops. All right. Well, I wanted to climb that, but thanks, game. I don't use any of that stuff a whole lot.
The
like,
climbing gear?
I no, like the rewards from beating the Divine Beasts. I don't use it. And I really should.
Mipha's Grace comes handy.
Mipha's Grace is...
And Daruk's Protection. They come in handy
Like, those are the 2 that I use the most, but that's more because I'm a punk bitch and I lock onto everything at all times, so it automatically activates it. There's a ladder over there that I didn't see until now.
Yes.
And then Mipha's Grace, of course, is like, I don't remember the last time it's been used just because I don't die a lot anymore. I will say, though, it's nice having a get out of jail free card where it heals you up all the way and then...
So I noticed you decided to go for hearts rather than stamina.
Alright, so I actually did put a few more into stamina. And then I discovered that I never used more than the first 2 bars. So I went over to the horn statue and I moved a bunch of them over into hearts. Because I found that I was in need of hearts more than I was in need of... What is this room?
Yeah, that's fair.
In need of stamina wheels. I'm gonna put my gear back on.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, I want to talk about the whole exploration part in this world. I mean, because I find that that's the reason I love this game so much. It's being able to explore everywhere and like not be bounded by anything really. I mean, like, well, rain, but
Fuck the rain. And what?
Yeah,
You can get fangs too?
Yes.
What?
You can shoot their teeth down.
I knew you could get their talons. I didn't know you could get fangs.
Oh yeah.
Fucking alright. So I've got 1 of each. Except alright. Fucking.
Have fun.
Alright. Well, I gotta go farm up fangs now. I didn't know you could do that. Ooh,
Yes.
there's a switch here. Oh, well that makes things a lot easier. No, just jump, you fool.
Well, so I don't know. I just really love the exploration in this game. Like being able to find the shrines, being able to discover new things and everywhere. I mean, even right now, I'm 150 hours into the game. I beat Ganon, I beat all the
150?
beasts.
Damn.
I got everything except for the Koroks and a couple of quests. I'm still finding new things in this world.
I will say that I do appreciate that you don't have to worry about... Also, hold on. I'm gonna... Real quick. I'm just gonna put this back on. Because I don't want to use that just yet. I do appreciate the exploration. As someone who put several hundred hours into Skyrim, I love exploring things. I don't need to climb this, do I? So I have a bad habit of, if I see a pillar, I start climbing it just for the hell of it.
You might be very near. I think this might be the tower where the last memory is, or
Oh, is it?
Or this might be it.
But like I've put maybe like 300 hours more than that into Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I appreciate exploration, but I'm 150. No, wrong way. I'm
You're like 110, right?
110 or something. You're 150, right? And it's like I feel like I've done a lot of the major exploration. At this point, it's kind of turning. Ooh, why is everything red?
Don't worry about it.
Famous last words. Like at this point, the exploration that I need to do still is like Koroks, which is minor. Which I'm gonna try and get as many. Oh yeah, there it is. Huh. You are a baddie. You. I'm just gonna grab
touch
this.
it.
All right. So
Okay.
this is the last memory. So I'm gonna.
So we're gonna rest up a little bit and watch a memory. Cool.
In any case, you're gonna see more Zelda footage, less of us talking over it. And then once the DLC drops, I will be doing a playthrough of the Trial of the Sword or whatever it's called. So look out for those. And in the meantime, we don't have a call off, do we?
No, we don't.
Keep being you. Be awesome. I don't know. What is who can we rip off?
The FTBA.
That works. See ya.
Goodbye.